Hey everyone, this is the Scarlet Sho. This is sort of a different kind of video for me. I'm not typically one to do these vlog kind of videos or vlogs or however people pronounce it nowadays. But I feel it was appropriate to do it for this this particular time because, well, I just finished watching my collab with Chaoskey4013. And I just wanted to share some thoughts and some background stuff on it. First of all, Sean was a complete and utter control freak. He wanted me to do all these sorts of different things that I had no capability. No, it wasn't like that in the slightest. Sean, he was an absolute dream to work with. I had an absolute blast working with him, coming up with ideas and stuff. But I should go over like some of the things that have happened that have been kind of complicated between the two of us. Don't worry, it's nothing negative or anything. Firstly, why did it take us 2 years to release this collab after our initial Halloween videos in 2015? Short and simple, basically life problems. What happened was that we had just finished our Halloween videos. I believe, if I remember correctly, mine came out a little closer to Halloween than Sean's did. And we were set to work on a collab together. It was going to be top 15 teams in gaming. That's what the original collab was going to be. But then just a whole slew of problems happened. I mean, we had the entire thing typed out and everything. We had a fully completed top 15 countdown. But what happened was that, you know, a whole bunch of life problems came into the fray. Sean had some problems he had to deal with in his life. I had college, so I didn't really have as much free time as I would have liked to have. In the end, we eventually kind of just scrapped the entire countdown earlier this year. After, you know, a full year of trying to work on it, trying to arrange, being able to voice it together, you know. Oh well, it happens. But then, I believe it was either early May or at least early June, we decided to pick up the project again, start over with a complete blank slate. Basically, this whole entire project was basically I worked on 30% of it. I'm not even going to take any major credit here. Sean did the most of it. But, you know, it wasn't like I was just sitting around hoping he would finish everything for me. Basically, the things that I came up with, you know, they technically weren't as big a part of the countdown as Sean's hand in it, but, you know, we both had an important role in this collab. I initially came up with, I think I was the one, at least I either pitched the idea or came up with the idea for the top 10 rival characters topic. And then that's when we started pitching ideas to each other. Then, you know, we had some that we were putting down right away. We had characters like Meta Knight DDD from Kirby. Those didn't get onto the list. We had Sean pitched Shadow the Hedgehog, and I had pitched Rival Silver. If you had just come here from watching Sean's video, you would notice that instead of Shadow, we went with Metal Sonic, and instead of Silver, we went with Blue. Basically, I was the one who led Sean into picking Metal Sonic, and he was the one who led me to picking Blue. But, you know, I had never played Tales of the Abyss, and I had not played Shovel Knight. And, you know, Sean had the not the authority, but he had an edge towards them where I was like, yeah, these sounds like really competent rivals. But to be fair, I kind of had a similar thing going with Star Wolf or Wolf O'Donnell. I originally pitched Star Wolf itself, the team, but then when we really thought about it, it was more Wolf than anything else. And then I had also pitched Bass because at the time I think I had just finished Mega Man 7, and I had also finished Mega Man 8. You know, I'm glad I went with those choices because my initial one was Proto Man, and I just remembered, oh wait, Bass is a thing. But yeah, Sean, he developed like basic scripts. I added my own like touches and bits of humor into them. I did a lot of it was a lot of the script that we had initially. You know, it was we had a bunch of Sean's friends in particular look over the script, and they offered plenty of advice. I forget all the names of the people he had on there, but basically it was part of one of his little friend groups. But we had Wambu also look it over, and he helped us out with some of the more humorous bits. Thank you, Wambu. That was this is another shout out. I'll link both their channels in the description for you. For Sean and Wambu. But yeah, I definitely say it needed a rewrite after looking it over. There were some bits where we either looked over details or you know, we didn't explain a rival's placement on the list that well. But then once we had revised the script, I added my own like little bits of humor, or I made it so it would flow better in the countdown. You might notice bits where I might stumble over a word or two. I noticed that I stumbled over or not really stumbled, but I had kind of messed up the word faction. Yeah, I have a bit of a speech impediment. but basically a lot of what the revised script was partially the revised script, but also me kind of throwing in my own like retro scripting, you know, like a Rick and Morty style, just go with my own flow. Sean of course did the editing because Pinnacle Studio is what I use and I love it, but you know, there are better editing softwares out there. He did the editing, he did the sounds. Some of the jokes he did come up with, but a lot of like the humorous bits that come from like me or Sean, that was a bit of me having a hand in it, because Sean can be funny. I'm not saying he's not funny at all, but you know, sometimes you need a second opinion for something like humor, and well, I guess since I was part of the collab, that second opinion was me. Third opinion would have been like Wambu. But yeah, overall I'd say this was one of my favorite videos to work on. I had thrown in my voice or my hand in some opinions in like a couple of other videos, like particularly with Kieran Benjamin back a couple of years ago. I was what was that video? It was I think it was like top 10 video games that he's played. Basically, if you ever go and find the video where he talks about I think it was Resident Evil 4 as the thumbnail, but it was his top 10 like video games or something like that. I was the kid who like basically harassed him about Pokemon, and a lot of that was retro scripting as well. But yeah, like out of all the videos I worked on so far, not just on my channel, but for like other channels or my Let's Play channel, I'm providing that in the link for you. Not that there's much on there, but this was definitely one of my favorite videos to work on. I'd say the closest thing that I have to like a second place, or at least a very close second, would be the Slick Cooper Let's Play that I'm doing on my Let's Play channel right now, Trice Gaming. Go check it out. We have a pretty fun Let's Play. Other than that, I don't think there's much to talk about. You know, I think Sean is just as happy with this countdown as I am. And other than that, that's all I have to really say about it. Peace.